Hey guys, this is Dan from Let's Tank, and today we're going to be looking at Taloc, who's the first boss in the Uldir raid instance on the Battle for Azeroth beta. Now this fight is a 3-stage fight, the first stage revolving around cleaning up a load of blood, the second stage being on an elevator and killing off adds, and the third one being a combination of the two. So let's have a look at stage 1. So the main thing in stage 1 is the healers and DPS are going to be getting targeted with plasma discharge, and this is like a red pool around them, and they're going to be running this out and putting it against the walls and basically filling the whole area up with blood. You want to kind of clump this together as DPS and healers, and our jobs as tanks is to clear this up. Now we do this by using the boss's ability Cudgel of Gore, and what he's going to do is he's going to cast this, and your job as a tank is to run towards the pools of blood, make him hit it with his big like cudgel or whatever you want to call it, his staff, and this will then suck in the blood around it. Now it's kind of tricky because he actually puts the staff in front of him a little bit, so it doesn't put it like dead on his hitbox, it's a little bit in front of his hitbox, so you got to kind of get used to that. But once you do, it's pretty simple. How I handled it was I'd just pretty much stand right in front of where the big clump of blood was, so his body would land like just in front of it, and then he'd push it into the actual blood, and this would then suck around it. Now as soon as he's going to put his hit in, you need to start running away. You only have like a millisecond or two, but the further away you are from this, the less damage it does. You also need to pop a cooldown to reduce this damage, as it does hit pretty hard. Now if the blood's not placed too well and you need to stand within the blood, it is magic damage, so pop some kind of like anti-magic shell or something that's going to increase your health, like a last stand or vamp blood, and just do the same. The more pulls you get on it, the more different kind of scenarios you'll see that'll happen. It's pretty crazy how some people stack the blood up, but it's also pretty easy to like adjust. Now also we did a ping pong strategy, so we'd stack the blood up on like say the left hand side, and then we move it back to the right, and then we'd ping pong the boss away. This is because when he does hit his cudgel on the ground, the further you are away from it, the less damage you take. So if we do a ping pong strategy, the boss will then be going further away. When we do a taunt swap, or if your tank can like do a jump out or something, up to you how you want to tank it. You can do a taunt swap here or not. You're just pulling it away where the raid's going to be, so you're not losing a bit of DPS there. So just like ping pong it away, so that your DPS will actually run out and not stay near the boss. As we all know, DPS are greedy and they'll take a lot of damage and most likely die. So after this has happened, he actually leaves his cudgel behind and then goes to the tank who's currently tanking him. So if you did do a taunt swap, it'll go to the other tank. If you didn't, it'll go to wherever you take the boss to, leaving his cudgel behind. And after a few seconds, he's going to go and retrieve it. Now anyone stood between him and the cudgel will be knocked back and take 35k physical damage. So obviously, don't be between him. It could put you in blood, or it's just unnecessary damage to take. So just stand to the side of him or just in front of him. Up to you. Now the only other ability he does in this phase is called Sanguine Static, and this is kind of like I think it's called Flames of Wake on the Taloc Encounter, where he'll spawn like little blades and they'll shoot out. These do a knockback effect, so once again, don't get hit by them. This ability does target a player, so if this player decides to like start spinning around and stuff, the boss will spin around with him and it'll randomly target and shoot away. So if you do get targeted by it, just stand still and then dodge it as it actually comes out. Apart from that, nothing too hard about this mechanic, just don't get hit by it. Now at around, I'd say 60% health, couldn't really see percentages as I didn't really set my UI, but around 60% health, the boss is going to go to the middle of the room and take 99% reduced damage, so you might as well not be hitting the boss in this phase. And the floor starts to cave in and becomes an elevator. Now during this, you're going to be getting 2 sets of adds, and the goal is to survive until you can jump off the elevator, as the elevator will kill all the adds when you jump off, as it kind of like blows up or something. I'm not sure if this is actually intentional or not. We'll see when it goes live, but for now it blows up or breaks, so when it hits the ground it kills everything that's on it, which is great because you don't really have to kill the adds, but you do need to kind of control them during this phase. So the first ad we'll look at is the Volatile Droplet. Now you want the ranged DPS to be CCing these, slowing them and killing them off, as they'll target a random player, and if they hit anyone, they'll blow up and deal quite a lot of damage. I think it's around 40 to 60k damage, which obviously you don't want to be hitting onto your raid, as it'll pretty much one-shot a lot of players, and it'll really drop the tanks low. So you CC these, stun them, lock them up, and let the range kill them off, as obviously they're coming from the middle of the room, which is covered in blood, so no one else can really damage them. Now the second type of ad need to be tanked, and these are called Coalesce Blood, and what they'll do is they'll periodically drop blood around the room, and they spawn one at a time on this difficulty, and they just need to be picked up quickly. I just gripped them on and then slowly kited around the room as they drop in blood. We pretty much had the raid stacked on the tanks for this and just move as a group, trying to kill these off one at a time as they spawned. We didn't really use heavy cleave, we just wanted to get them down one at a time, as as the dropping of blood seemed to like stack together, so they didn't have their own timer, and it seemed to be like they drop all at once. So say you had like 4 ads up, the blood would drop all at the same time, and if you took a tick of it, you'd pretty much die. So killing them off one at a time seemed the most viable option while we was testing this encounter. Just remember, this is beta testing, so it might change on live. Now, as I said earlier, once you can jump to the bottom of the floor, you jump off the platform. Once it hits the ground, all the ads die. If this is intentional or not, who knows? We'll find out when it comes to live. Now, phase 3 is a lot like phase 1, where you have to be clearing the patches up and kiting the boss around the room this time. The only real difference is you're going to be dealing with volatile droplets. Now, how we handled this is we'd have one tank just dealing with the boss mechanic and the other tank just running into the volatile droplets as best he could, killing them off while the range helped CC and slow them so we could be healed up and clearing them that way. Now, a cool trick with these ads is they can be gripped, so if one's quite far away, you just grip it towards you and it'll blow up on you instantly. And apart from the ads, there's nothing real different to this phase and phase 1. You just got to kill the boss before the room's full of blood, and you haven't got any room to run out for the crudgel slam, so everyone dies from it. And that's pretty much the end of the guide for this. So initial thoughts on this fight was it's a real epic fight for a first stage like raid encounter boss. Really well designed. There's a few bugs with it, obviously. The elevator breaking and killing the ads, if that's intentional or not. If it is intentional, that'd be awesome. However, again, if it is, they need to be spawning the ads a lot quicker than what they are now to make it more of a threatening stage, as the ads are coming out a bit slow. However, if it's not, the ads are spawning at the right stage. You just need to sort out the glitch with the elevator killing all the ads. So it's one or the other. I really like how the crudgel works, how it like isn't from his like center of his hitbox and it's a bit in front, so it's a little bit different to anything we've really seen before. And I like how both tanks have a lot of responsibility in the last phase. I'm sure there's going to be other strats where you don't actually use your tanks, and on Mythic you probably can't use your tanks as the damage is going to be crazy high, or you even have to 3-tank it, so the tanks maybe rotate and take it in turns to soak the ads. But who knows what will happen in the future. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe for more of my videos.